It's now time for Ermanni and Edwards with Maz, live on the Woodward Sports Network. Every day, 2 to 4 p.m. Starring Ryan Ermanni, Michigan great and former NFL baller Braylon Edwards, and of course, Tom Mazawey. Let's talk some sports.
Hey, you know what time it is. Tuesday, January 31st, 2023. Ermanni and Edwards with Maz, Woodward Sports Network, woodwardsports.com. Braylon Edwards, good afternoon to you, my friend.
Let's talk some sports.
Let's talk
some sports.
sports.
I had to remind you of your catchphrase, man. Let's talk some sports.
Let's get after time.
I'm excited. You know, Ryan, today, just maybe 15 minutes ago, we were talking about the 33rd team. The 33rd team, instructed by a coach of former GMs in the NFL, as well as players, columnists, journalists. They started the 33rd team, and they're a great follow, as you and Maz like to say they are. Maz was today years old when he realized that the 33rd team is because there are 32 teams in the NFL, and they would be the third team, much like some fan bases like Seattle are the 12th man,
yes,
or some bowling alleys are, if they're 39 lanes, then the bar is lane 40. Ryan, I ask you, my friend, you were today years old when you found out, insert something.
The 33rd team was that.
Can't use that one. You can't third. Okay, you can start off there, but you have to come up with one.
Okay, that's a great question. I did not know. I was like, what is this 33rd team? I see them all over my Twitter timeline.
Fletch had to remind us.
I love what they do. The product is great. Our good friend Ari Mayroff went to go work there at the 33rd team. Amon-Ra St. Brown is there.
Ari will join us next week, by the way. We got the Senior Bowl this week.
Love that. One of the things about it, I didn't know what the name meant. So, finally, Fletch had to impart some knowledge on me that because there's 32 teams in the NFL.
This is the 33rd team.
33rd team.
Tom
Mazawey, good afternoon to you. I gotta think about it.
You gotta think about it.
I gotta think about
JB, think about
well, Maz says hello, everybody.
Hey, guys. It's a beautiful day. The sun's partly out. So that's a good thing. But it is cold as hell outside. I gotta be honest with you. I was trying to cross Woodward today, and I brought Fletch his birthday lunch because we missed Fletch's birthday the other day.
Happy birthday,
Happy birthday, Fletch.
Thank you.
I think he's 21 years old now.
22.
Look at this guy. Look at this guy. 22.
He's a grown-up now.
My
He's got hair on his chin and everything.
He does.
Man.
He's got the little shaggy haircut coming in. Shaggy beard. Anyway, I was trying to cross Woodward, and I just realized that as I was slipping on snow and ice, this truly is my hell. It really is. I despise this weather. I despise waking up and my car door is jammed closed. I can't open the gas tank.
But you like Green Bay, the Lambeau Field in this weather.
Well, yeah, I do. That's different.
Okay.
But
it's a football game.
I'm just saying, man. I'm not going to say it's depressing, although it kind of is.
Yeah.
But what good is it? Why do people like snow again? Refresh my memory.
They don't like it.
They trick themselves into liking it. They really don't.
Nobody likes it.
Skiing, outside of that.
I mean, unless you're going to go do an activity, nobody wakes up in the morning and says, "Oh my goodness, I'm so happy it's this cold out."
When you have to be responsible for it. I think when you're a kid, you don't have to be responsible for the snow, so you like it. When you become an adult, everything about the snow is your responsibility. Maneuvering in it, getting around in it, shoveling it, moving it. When you become an adult, it's like, man, F the snow.
Seriously, I mean, what good is it? I mean,
no good. Good for nothing.
Really is. I mean, you got to push it around. I mean, the other day when it snowed out last week, I mean, you work in the morning, you work at night, you come home, it's 5:30, you're tired, and you got to push around 4 inches of snow.
Snow's heavy last week, too. That wet, heavy snow.
My poor wife fell yesterday. Trying to get in the car. I know. It was almost back-to-back Mondays in the emergency room.
Oh, my God.
Get out of here.
She cut her elbow up. It definitely needs a stitch.
No!
I did the best I could with it, and she didn't want to go. And today it seems like it's okay. It definitely needed a stitch.
Man, you stitched Kathy up?
I could have done that.
You could have done it?
I could have done it.
The human body is incredible how it kind of heals itself.
It did.
Or you ever bite your cheek?
Oh, man.
And you got a big chunk out of your cheek, inside your cheek, and then you look at it the next day and it's totally healed up. You're like, how did that happen?
It's the best machine in the game,
right?
man. The human body.
Seriously, that's right. You got to keep it good.
You got to take care of it.
Got to absolutely take care of it. Lots of football to get to. Get to the Super Bowl. Talking about the Lions and the uniform changes. I think we've got some fun
Stuff.
Options for uniforms that we have. We'll put those out there. But I want to start with a little bit of a follow-up to stuff that we were talking about yesterday, Braylon, and every national show, every sports show was talking about this yesterday, and it was in regards to the NFL being rigged. Or the perception that the NFL was rigged. And if yesterday was the day to talk about how rigged the NFL was, today was the day where everybody was talking about how the NFL is not rigged. Almost like they got the memo.
Not me, I didn't say that.
Right? No, but I'm just talking about all these NFL partners now. ESPN, Fox Sports, you know.
You and I had this conversation recently, and we've had it a couple different times. Everybody has a boss.
Right.
When you're on TV and on Monday you're on ESPN or you're on Fox or you're on NBC or
right.
You're on Fox, FS1, any of these major networks, and you're giving the referees hell. See, when you are in bed with the NFL, that means the NFL is in bed with you, and usually the NFL gets what they want because they're spending all the money. It's just like when I play Ryan Ermanni for a team, I can't come out and say things against the officiating. I can't come out and say things against the NFL to the shield. You know what happens? You get a fine. I get a fine in the mail. Say, hey, Braylon Edwards, Cleveland Browns, you do that again, here's your first fine. It's the same thing with these networks. When you got Mike Greenberg and you got other guys coming on and they're talking about the officiating was rigged, how else can you explain it? This is horrible. The NFL made some phone calls to those CEOs of Fox, to those CEOs of TNT, to the CEOs of every major network that is in bed with them as it relates to TV deals, and said, if you don't get your people in line, there's going to be some problems. And on Tuesday, everybody came back with a caveat.
Remember playmakers?
Oh, 100%.
Yes.
What did the NFL tell ESPN?
Get rid of that show ASAP.
And they did.
They were telling too many secrets because the people that wrote on playmakers were former players. They were people in the know. They were former scouts. They were former trainers. They were people connected to the game. So those stories you were seeing, those weren't just make-believe.
Well, and then Ballers came out after that, and they kind of picked up the torch, not as hard as playmakers did, but The Rock went in depth.
NFL partnered with them, and the NFL gave them they gave them the rope. They said you can go as far as this rope, but the NFL owns Ballers and The Rock.
Well, it's just like if you think the sports media at a national level is impartial, like this independent, non-biased entity, you're just mistaken. And it's no different from being a political reporter on one side of the aisle or the other on some channel. They're not unbiased political reporters giving you the facts. It's kind of like the same thing in sports. And just look, I love Mike Greenberg. One of my favorites. Look, this guy to me growing up was everybody that as a young guy in the business, I wanted to be Mike Greenberg. Yeah. Like, I wanted to emulate him.
He's lasted the test of time at ESPN. Like, he's the only one. Lasted the test of time.
I wanted to be Mike Greenberg. I think the world of him. I think he's done it right. But to come out and say NFL games are definitely not rigged. They're definitely not rigged. I just don't think you can say that. And Colin Cowherd, here's the thing from Colin Cowherd, shadowy NFL figure. Quote, okay, let's rig the league by having mega brands like the Steelers, Packers miss the playoffs and put the Jags in. Also have key TV markets like DC, New York, Houston, Chicago, Atlanta be consistently bad. Oh yeah, always bounce popular Dallas from the playoffs early, end quote. That's what he tweeted. I think that's really short-sighted.
It is.
I do. Now, I could be totally crazy. And,
You're not.
And I'm not saying that the NFL is rigged by some grand plot from Fifth Avenue in New York. What I'm saying is, and again, after watching that Tim Donaghy Untold story,
it's jaded a little bit.
It has totally jaded me, and shown exactly how you can get to one person. Because all you have to do is get to one person on that field and help determine a factor or two in the game that will change the outcome of the game if it's close. Now, with gambling, I don't think you can say it's not rigged. And you can use whatever word you want. You can use whatever word you want. If you don't like rigged, you can call it something else.
Yeah.
But for one,
as long as we get to the same determinant.
For one individual on the field to take a little bit of money or to have a personal vendetta against somebody on the other side, which, Donahue said happens all the time. You don't like that guy on the sideline.
Right.
You don't like his team. You don't like what he said to you 4 years ago. It does feel like that exists.
I think that, in terms of the nearsightedness as it relates to the message of rigged games can't exist, I understand that. And I agree with that. Yeah, I think to some extent you have to say, you can be open to it. You have to say, hey, look, it might be around. Have you seen more and more calls that sound more and more suspect when you look at them as we've been related to, or have they been in bed with the sports books? But at the same time, the thing that gets me is yesterday, everything was rigged or potentially rigged or agreements with rigged or, you coming up with your own theories talking about these people, these analysts on major networks. Yesterday, this is the day after Sunday, everybody was, it could be rigged, it is rigged, or this is why it's rigged. Now today, everybody is like, all of a sudden taking a completely different stance. That's the part that gets me, Ryan. Maz, it's like, well, yesterday, you kind of were siding with it could be this, and if it was this is why. Today is completely no. They were never rigged. Why would they rig the NFL? Why would you do that? Why would you bounce the Cowboys in the first round? Why would you put the Jaguars in over the storied Pittsburgh Steelers? Come on, you can't 180 like that between 24 hours.
Listen to me. I'll be 60. I'll be 61 years old.
61, baby.
And a few weeks.
The 18th of February.
I started watching football when I was 9 years old. Do the math. It's 52 years. I've been watching sports in depth. And my dad was a big sports fan. Not as big as me, but my dad put his occasional bets in. And we sold the old football tickets. Remember the old football tickets? You'd circle the numbers.
Oh, 100%.
And of course, that's how I basically put myself through college doing that. Knock wood. I didn't get caught. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is,
I didn't hear anything.
As long as there's gambling on an event, anything could happen.
Yeah.
When there's gambling, it happens. It just happens. Shadowy figures. I'm sorry, Colin. I know you got to say what you got to say. Mike Greenberg, you got to say what you got to say. 100% not fixed. It's not 100%. There's nothing in this world that's 100%. It is shady as it comes. What do we always say? What's my favorite two words when it comes to sports? Vegas knows. How does Vegas make these lines so perfectly?
They have people.
The algorithm.
Everybody has the same stats.
Algorithm.
Everybody has the same stats. But Vegas hits it on the money. I don't know how many percentage of the time.
Because they got people working
but
for every
Vegas
team.
wins.
Everything.
Vegas knows.
Yeah.
Vegas wins. The bookies win. Sorry, guys. My first game when I moved to Michigan, 1993, was Michigan against North Carolina, the final. And Michigan, of course, we all know, Chris Webber traveled, threw the ball away, called timeout, ended the game. North Carolina won the championship. Here's a guy that owed money to, I don't know how many people out there, Bill Martin being one of them. I'm just saying, first thing in my head that day was, oh my God, I think this guy's on the freaking take. That's just the way I thought. And as the years progressed, you look back and why would he want Michigan to lose? Why would Bill Martin want Michigan to lose? I don't know. To make money? I don't know. And I hope I'm wrong. I'm not, but I hope I'm wrong. But if there's money and there's Vegas, there's cheating. That's all I got to say.
And I'll tell you the reason why all this is happening, because of so many eyeballs on championship weekend. We'll talk about that next. But first, a message from...
Michigan didn't cheat. I just had to say that.
That's right.
I had to get that out there, man. My school didn't cheat.
We don't cheat at Michigan. We don't cheat at Michigan. We don't cheat at Michigan. We don't cheat at Michigan.
We don't.
I got the memo.
There you go.
Message from Custom Health Centers. Don't I look good, ladies and gentlemen? My
Yes, you do,
goodness.
brother.
I'm telling you, down 16 pounds since I started Custom Health Centers. That's right. They take the willpower out of weight loss, whether you want to lose 20 pounds, whether you want to lose 120 pounds. Custom Health Centers has the solution for you, a customized approach to your weight loss. Give them a call today. 844-789-THIN. That number again, 844-789-THIN.
Woodward Sports loves sports, and we also love to party. Join us for the big super party. Wait, we can't say super. We really can't say come join us at our super party on Sunday, February 12th from the only place that can handle a Woodward Sports super party. Well, our super party will be at Flight Club on Michigan Avenue in Inkster. Join us for a live pregame show and watch party with the crew. Enjoy a halftime buffet. DJs, the Woodward Sports family, and more entertainment. You don't want to miss the big game with Woodward Sports. Get there early. This event will reach capacity. Come celebrate the Lion season and enjoy the final game of the year in style. See you Super Sunday at Flight Club. At least the party will be uncensored.
And the Eagles are so much better than the Eagles.
You don't have to go to the beach, man. You don't have to get your butt crack full of sand. You just need a little chili peppers, man, to get that glowing beach chili peppers tan. Woo!
With 26 locations in the Metro Detroit area and more coming, Chili Peppers Tanning is where you'll find the cleanest salons in the D. Join the Pepper Club for the best deals on unlimited tanning. Head to chilipepperstanning.com.
You just need a little chili peppers, man.
We are the network for Detroit by Detroiters. Welcome to the Woodward Sports Network.
Matrix Home Solutions. Join Big D Energy and Ermanni and Edwards with
I
Mass
can't wait.
this Friday.
You know what time it is.
11 a.m. to 4
that fireplace,
p.m.
man.
at the grand opening of Matrix Home Solutions in Plymouth. Come check out all that Matrix has done, and have your chance at winning great prizes plus autographs by Braylon Edwards and Darren McCarty. See you this Friday at Matrix Home Solutions in Plymouth at 41303 Concept Drive. And don't forget to check them out online at matrixhomesolutions.com.
Yes, sir.
Just did a little read for MatrixSolutions.com. We'll be there Friday. They're opening up their new store in Plymouth. I can't wait, man. It's going to be fun. We'll be there 10 to 5. I think we'll be there 2. I'll be there 2 to 5, signing autographs with D-Mac. That's always fun. Also, man, I got to ask him some questions about this fireplace because I'm really trying to get a new fireplace. Trying to get rid of the marble, get something sleek and sexy.
There you go.
You know what I'm
and I don't know if you guys have seen, but we're on a billboard too. I
You were
passed
saying,
by
did
it
you take a
today.
picture?
I didn't because it was like 4 a.m.
Okay.
And it was dark, and my phone, I was like, oh my god, there it is. So I didn't.
Is it a
think
good
to-
size?
Yeah, it was 8 Mile in the Lodge. It was on the Lodge and 8 Mile. There's like 5 of them out there.
You do realize I'm not going home that way
But
today.
yeah,
Just take
it's
the picture.
it's like at 8 and Lodge. That's one of them. That's where I passed by anyway. It's
Hey,
me
shout
and
out to
D-Mac.
Jason M on the chat.
Yes.
The super chat. He did it again. Puts $10 in for the super chat and wishes Fletch a happy birthday. So Jason M, thank you again.
Nice.
Yesterday for Ryan, today for Fletch.
That's awesome,
Shoot.
Jason.
Thank you, Jason. Thank you very much.
I too was 22 in 2001, Jason. So that's awesome, dude.
That was the year I was born.
Look at that.
There
How
you
about
go.
that?
You see, I graduated high school.
Yeah, look at that. Very good. I wanted. We were just talking about the however you want to characterize the potential influences in the game of football. The reason why the NFL has so much power is because of how many people watch these games. I mean, if you look at Championship Sunday alone, the game peaked at 59 million. 59 million people. That's what it peaked at. From front office sports, 53 0.1 million people tuned into the Chiefs-Bengals AFC Championship game, making it the most watched TV program on any network since last year's Super Bowl. It was the most watched conference championship in 4 years. Again, that game peaked at 59 million, came back down to 53 million. And nowadays, Super Bowls, guys, are getting about 99.
Last year was 99.9.
Yeah, 99 million.
Wow.
I mean, you're short of
100 million.
you're half the way there of the Super Bowl. That's how big these individual playoff games are.
And we know why. It's because betting is a lot. I mean, obviously, the game has gotten bigger. The sport has gotten bigger. Offense has propelled the sports. Names like Mahomes, Herbert, Allen. I'm disrespecting somebody. Jalen Hurts, Joe Burrow, excuse me. That's what I was looking for. With names like that, people are now watching sport more and more and more. Now you insert betting. I mean, everybody, all friend bases, like all your friends, everybody has that group chat where you're trying to figure out what you guys are betting on. What's your parlay this week? What are you taking? What are you looking at? What are the odds? What's going on in the NBA? Everybody's betting on games. So now more and more people are watching it because they're taking their bets. They're trying to see what their bets are doing. So involving sports gambling and sports betting into the NFL was a gift, but there's also another side to that coin, and it could be the curse, and that could be the thing we're talking about. We're now thinking that officials are cheating for these games or rigging these games.
Or they're just horrible. Hire true referees. 100% NFL hires. Make them official all year round. Let them study the rules. You know what? And the NFL's got all these sub-rules that we don't really find out about until
they happen to Lions.
Until they happen. Until Gene Steratore tells us, oh, yes, that's sub-rule 148.B. Half the time we don't even know that that's a penalty.
Yeah.
Or what is a catch? What is a catch, man? To me, that's the worst thing, period. The worst. We all know what a catch looks like. And they've ruined it. They really have. They're ruining the game. They're putting the referees in the game too much. We don't need all these extra rules. Get rid of some of the rules, like like the guy that's not on the line. What do they call that? Like an illegal formation.
Yeah, illegal
if a guy's
formation.
an inch off the line, is that really a freaking penalty?
Right.
I mean, come on.
Well, either way, we can talk about stupid rules until we're blue in the face.
Yeah.
I mean, moral of the story is that the NFL is so powerful because of football's place in American culture. I mean, this is what we do as a society. I mean, 53 million people, that's the most televised television event since the Super Bowl the year prior. I mean, that says an awful lot. I mean, if you look at the 100 television programs of the year, I mean, 98 of them are NFL football games.
It's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, you look at what NFL players represent for this country. I mean, you look at a lot of them. They're role models. They're superheroes to kids. They're superheroes to fans that are even older. You look at them in pop culture. They're in they're movie spots. They're doing all the commercials. They're doing so much with the NFL. The NFL brand, you see it everywhere. The NFL brand is placed everywhere in the 50 states, everywhere in the world, man. Football is so large. So because of that, they're going to have power to run wild and do what they want to do, man. Now, as it talks to sports betting is always going to have a bad side to it. No matter what influence, what town, what genre you introduce betting in, it's going to be a bad side to that coin. I just hope that the NFL hasn't let that ugly head of betting and people getting in the other side. I hope they haven't let that come through the door.
Let me ask you guys this question. We've seen it in baseball. I think to a certain extent we've seen it in the NBA a little bit. These leagues have just totally, that were once so popular, and again, the NBA is still very popular. If you look at the NBA's Instagram followers, they have 75 million Instagram followers. 80% of them are outside of the United States.
Yeah.
So, right. I mean, that's something to keep an eye on. But do you believe the NFL will ever go the way of Major League Baseball or the NBA?
In what terms?
In terms of, baseball used to be America's pastime.
Yeah.
Baseball was the sport in America, and somewhere along the way, it just completely fizzled out and nobody really cares about baseball anymore. Nobody goes to baseball games. Will football become like that? More stories about referees instead of the individual games. Can anything happen to the NFL where it will just not be number one anymore?
To me, the answer is no.
I agree.
I don't think there's anything that happens to the NFL. I mean, if you look at the NHL, if you look at the MLB, if you look at how their leagues just kind of fell apart. Let's start with the MLB. They broke trust. They broke faith with the American people. The American people, when you say something is America's pastime, you put a lot of heart, you put a lot of belief, you put a lot of trust. These become your superheroes. These become the people you look up to. These become the people that you mold some of your life after. And when you have a steroids situation like what came out, where basically you're looking at it as a loyal fan, like everybody's cheating. Everybody lied to you. Everybody. So baseball never recovered to being America's pastime because America felt like they got lied to.
What if there was a Tim Donaghy?
And they didn't know. You said what?
What if there was a Tim Donaghy in the NFL? Somebody like that. Could that potentially bring the sport to its knees?
No, because they can blame it on him and not the players. They were able to blame the players. Like fans, when they can blame an owner, when they can blame a commissioner, when they can blame a team, when you can blame everybody but the player, you can overlook things, you move past things, because the thing that you hold in such regard is the player, because the person can be you, it could be you or me or etc. When the players mess up as a whole, as a unified, just like the NHL, they assumed everybody in the NHL was greedy and after money, and once that league fell, they never looked back. They broke the trust. It was the players. In baseball, it was steroids, it was HGH, it was the players, it was Adderall, it was androstenedione, excuse me. It was the players. NFL, they haven't had anything like that as a collective.
Here's my take on football. I don't think it'll ever go away, Ryan. I think it'll always be number one unless they pull what the baseball did in the early 90s and go on strike and cancel the World Series. So if the NFL one day cancels the playoffs and the Super Bowl, then it's going to take some time for the people to buy back in. And like you said, you always bring up COVID. We've learned to do without, right? Football went on, and they figured out a way to do it. Hell, they played on a Wednesday freaking night. Remember the Steelers against Washington that Wednesday night. So football always continued. If they ever pull what baseball pulled back in the early 90s and cancel the championship game, that's the only time that you might lose some interest. But baseball, I think, has recovered pretty well. And as far as I think the steroids go, Bray, and stuff like that, as a fan, you know me, I'm a big fan. I really didn't give a damn that
right,
they cheated.
I didn't care either.
I still to this day don't give a damn.
I wish I cared more.
Yeah, I mean, you do.
I just saw great baseball then, and they broke in to show you the home run chase. You know, instead of watching, I think 24 was on back then. Remember?
Yeah.
Kiefer Sutherland. They break into that to show you Mark McGwire and Sammy Sosa at bats. Yeah, that was awesome.
I agree, but you know, you guys are in the minority in this one. I'm with you. We're in the minority. Like, I don't care. Like, I love baseball. I love them breaking into it. Hell, think Mark broke the record against Sammy. I mean, you can't script. You can't script stuff like that. So it's phenomenal. But I think the majority of people that got disturbed with it, you know, I think that was a major reason. They feel like they got cheated by the people, the players that they supported, spend dollars to get their jerseys, go support their games. With the NFL, though, they own the players. That's the one league that owns the players. MLB, they weren't owned by the commissioner. They weren't owned by the owner. They make their own money. It's less players on the team. They have more control. In the NBA, they have all the control. Whatever the hell LeBron James and Giannis Antetokounmpo say, it goes. And Steph Curry. Those three people right there, whatever they says goes. In the NFL, when you start to do a strike, NFL strikes can't last because there's 61 players on the team. And out of those 60, 56 of those guys need that money that they're missing out on. So they'll never just stay on strike as long as the baseball players do, and it's not enough unity. So them jokers ain't gonna stay on strike. It's like, look, man, I love y'all guys. I gotta cross this line. I gotta make some money. I got miles to feed. Baseball, basketball, NHL, they hold more respect and more power over their commissioners and owners.
You want to say the last word on that? I'll let you wrap up, or no? Because I got something I want to go to next. But I didn't want to stifle your thought if you wanted to respond to that.
No, it's all right. Just go ahead.
Very good. No. Speaking of money, Lions are about to make some in a big way. Ooh. Because Amon-Ra St. Brown says that those new Unis are coming. So
right?
we've got some ideas for you and going to give you a little history lesson as well about why I'm so excited about this. But first, the message from Fairway.
Me and CP, me and Dad, another exciting state from Fairway. It was amazing.
Unbelievable.
Your birthday? Did you have your
Mom
birthday
put it together.
steaks?
I had my birthday dinner last night at home. 2 beautiful Prime Company. Ooh, we walk on in to Fairway Packing Company.
Luke eat chicken nuggets again?
No, Luke had noodles.
Noodles.
Yeah.
How about Lydia? Lydia don't like her fillets?
No, Lydia eats the fillet.
Okay.
Yeah, we
All
split
right.
ours with Lydia. That's right. Fairway Packing Company, family owned since 1956. You can try their burrata blend burgers, the award-winning chop house steaks. You can impress your friends with that dry-aged Wagyu tomahawk steak. See one of the top chefs in the country. Choose Fairway. There's prices, vacuum sealed, any ship anywhere. Fairway Packing Company, sourced, cut, aged, packed to perfection.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1. What's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2. Join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3. Bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
What's a winter wonderland if you can't shop, eat, and play? Lucky for you, you can do it all at the Downtown Detroit Market, Cadillac Lodge, and the new winter version of the Monroe Street Midway, all located just across the street from Campus Martius Park. Find the fun at deckedoutdetroit.com.
The DMS at Woodward Sports on all social media. Can't get enough Woodward Sports content? Head over to woodwardsports.com right now for up-to-date sports articles and great entertainment news. We have the best writers, bloggers, and coverage all at your fingertips. Head to woodwardsports.com right now to experience all Woodward Sports has to offer.
Be sure to check with Swiss Insurance this week for your commercial insurance review. Many businesses choose and one effective date. Swiss can help make sure you have the proper coverage. Go see my man Mark at Swiss Insurance Group. He'll get you right today.
Guys, the Lions are going to get new uniforms.
The Lions, you know what? I'm so glad because you have been begging for the Lions to get new uniforms since August 12th, 2021.
Look,
thank God.
The Lions.
Are you happy?
Look, it's happening.
Specifically, when they played Green Bay on the whiteout game, you were saying, see, like these, I can get behind. Last year was the helmets that you wanted to change.
So Amon-Ra St. Brown has a podcast. We can't show you the clip. There's copyright stuff like that. So Amon-Ra St. Brown is playing
on the 33rd
on
team.
the 33rd team, playing. Thank you, buddy. Thank you. On the 33rd team, that's where his podcast is. He's playing a video game with his brother. And, you know, you can make your uniform whatever you want to make it to. And he says...
Create a player.
Yeah, create a player. And one of the hosts is like, yeah, you can really get a sense of the uniforms you like as a player because you're making that in your video game. And he's like, yeah, we got some new uniforms coming.
Oh.
So it got a lot of people thinking because I do believe, and I could be wrong on this, but if memory serves correct... When it was decided last year that the Lions were not going to get new uniforms, I believe Rod Wood, Lions president, said they were going to come in the near future, and they're going to revisit it at the end of this year. So it seems to me they are getting players' input and everything like that. Before I show you the concepts, before I show you any concepts, let me ask you this question. Do you want the Lions to do a slight tweak or a major overhaul? I want to start there. A slight tweak or a major overhaul? Maz, do you want to go first?
Yeah.
Okay.
I want them to go back, literally, to the Billy Sims uniform. That's what I want, the exact colors, the exact Lion logo. I know it ain't going to happen because you have to be tougher now these days. But that's the Lion uniform, and I thought it was gorgeous. I just loved the numbers, how big they were and outlined. the color blue was different than what they're giving you now, and the gray was silver, because they are Honolulu blue and silver. They're not Honolulu blue and gray. They're Honolulu blue and silver, yet you don't really see silver anymore. You see gray. So if you're asking me, I still love the Lion logo. I like the old Lion logo better than the new Lion logo, the tougher Lion. And I think they're probably going to change it. I don't want a complete overhaul. I just want them to tweak it. That's me.
I want a complete overhaul, but I want you to add some of, like, a splash of what makes the Lions the Lions. I think Matt's hit the nail on the head with the silver. Honolulu blue and silver are the Lions' colors. It's not gray. And in order to do silver, you got to do a metallic, or you got to do a shine. You got to do something to say
like Dallas.
Exactly. Or like the Bengals, how they have like the orange metallic, but you know that it's orange. You know what I'm saying? You know that it's orange metallic. I think they got to do something like that. But I want to revamp. I want a new overhaul. You say you're not the same old Lions, then don't be the same old Lions. As much as I love Maz, what he's talking about is a uniform that has already existed. This is supposed to be a new team. This is B&L. This is supposed to be the brand new Detroit Lions. 3-13-1 last season, 9-8 this season, and they prepare to win the NFC North this season under Dan Campbell. I say a complete new rehaul. I like the silver idea of Maz with the metallic, but also add some black and some blue in there as well. Complete overhaul, because this is a new team. If you say it's a new team, you need new Unis.
Braylon, I think it's got to be a complete overhaul. The Detroit Lions uniform represents losing. And I know they had a 9-8 record last year, but that uniform,
but they didn't make the playoffs.
That helmet, it represents one thing: losing. And you've got to change that. You tried to change that perception a little bit last year, and you have. The Detroit Lions are the hot upstart team, but now you've really got to blow the hood off that car, blow the doors off that building, and you need a complete overhaul. For example, you know that winged helmet at Michigan?
Yeah.
What does that represent?
Greatness, winning.
And you'll never change it. You know
Champion.
what Bubbles the Lion represents? Losing, and you got to get rid of it. Got to get rid of it. A complete overhaul.
And the best part about it, Ryan, Ermanni, and Maz, is if you look at it this way, okay? Last year, they changed the identity. We can see now the trajectory of where they aim to be. We can see what Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes have been cooking it up. But they still didn't do what last year, Maz? They didn't make the playoffs. So which means that you get new uniforms this year, complete overhaul this year. You go into the playoffs with some new uniforms. First time in the playoffs, new uniform. Now everything starts from that uniform. That uniform now represents the playoffs. It represents the brand new Detroit Lions. Think you got to get new uniforms and make the playoffs this year, because we're expecting the Lions to make it. Why not do it in new fashion?
Let me just give you a little history lesson, okay? You share a little history lesson with you. The Bucs changed their uniforms in 1997. 0 Super Bowls prior to the change. Made one in 2003. They've won two Super Bowls since. The Broncos changed their uniforms. Complete overhaul in 97. Back-to-back Super Bowls in 98 and 99. They lost 4 Super Bowls prior to this uniform change. How about the Seattle Seahawks? Total overhaul in 2002. Made the Super Bowl 3 years later. They've played in 3 since and won one. The Tennessee Titans. Now they moved, but that is the Houston Oilers franchise.
Right.
They changed uniforms in 1999, made it to the Super Bowl one year later.
Can I correct you? Just on one. Just on one, the Seahawks. The Seahawks changed their uniforms again in 2011 and won the Super Bowl in 2013, my friend Ryan Ermanni.
There you go.
The Super Bowl here in Super Bowl 40 was a different uniform than they
Those
won.
were the Matt Hasselbacks.
There you go. So they changed twice.
Yes. There you go.
Patriots changed their uniforms in 93, made 1 Super Bowl prior to the change. Of course, have made 9 Super Bowls
they would have won
since
anyway.
they got rid. Either way, whatever the case may be, it's part of the story for
Falcons.
uniform changes. When the Lions change their uniforms and do a complete overhaul, they're going to the Super Bowl. And I think Rod Wood, we knock Rod Wood all the time. I think he's actually done a pretty nice job over the last few years. The last two, but hey, last two is the last two, and I think he's really done a nice job on the business end of things over the last 2 years specifically. I think he made the right call in holding off until this year to do the uniform change, because now they are ready to win. Now they are ready to contend for Super Bowls. This isn't about making the playoffs. That's a Detroit Lions fan base line of thinking. This is about winning Super Bowls, competing for Super Bowls, and again, a new uniform helps you do that. It helps you do that. You get some of that stink off of we say all the time, these players, they wear that Lions history. It's a new team, baby. It's a new attitude.
It is.
The Lions, baby.
It is. When you
change it up.
You're absolutely right. When you wear new uniforms, you feel like a different person. You've gotten some of that, what you thought you were, what the franchise was, what the identity was, what the same old dirt, same old smell was. You get that off you. You put a brand new uniform on. I just remember even changing teams with big, like when you see people change uniforms. Like I remember being in the league watching the Falcons. Like my boy Roddy White got drafted to the Falcons, same draft class as me. They had the original Falcon jersey that Vic first wore, and then they put the new Falcons jerseys on, the one that Tony Gonzalez wore, the ones that they wore. I was like, damn, those some nice uniforms, man. I would love to wear those. When you want to wear something, it means you want to look good, and when you want to look good, you want to play good, and when you feel good, you play good. It's Deion Sanders. So, I definitely like the idea of new uniforms. When we were talking about this last season, we were talking about the helmets. I said, you don't want to drop too much new stuff on it at one time with the Detroit Lions. It was like we had Hard Knocks, then new uniforms, then we also had the draft. You got to sprinkle some things.
That's it.
A little bit at a time. And this year will be the big thing for us, splash with uniforms.
Okay, listen to me. I'm not going to let you trash the Buccaneers. Bucko Bruce, to me, was a much better uniform.
But is he trashing?
Yeah, he's trashing all these uniforms.
He's just simply...
Both of you are trashing.
No, Maz.
They represent losing.
No.
Let me finish.
No, because I'm not going to let you put words in my mouth. I'm not trashing. He simply said...
I won't say you then. I'll say him.
He simply said once they changed the uniforms, they started winning.
Yes.
That's not trashing.
I'm just saying it doesn't go hand in hand.
All five of those teams that I represented, the
their old uniform was better.
Their old uniform might have been better, but it also represents losing.
It doesn't represent losing. The New England Patriots would... Pat the Patriot went to Super Bowl 20.
Yeah, I said they went
and they got their ass kicked by the Chicago Bears, one of the best teams to ever suit up. The Houston Oilers was a proud franchise. Then it's not in Houston anymore. They're in Tennessee, so the oil well is still back in Tennessee. The Seattle Seahawks still have the Seahawk on the side. He's just more angry now than he was back in the day, in the Jim Zorn days, when they made a couple of AFC championship games. And the Bucko Bruce, to me, is the classic uniform. I just love that Tampa Bay creamsicle uniform.
Well, they changed it and
went
to the Super Bowl.
They went to the Super Bowl. Congratulations.
And so did the Denver Broncos.
How do you take Bucky the Bronco off your helmet? But Orange Crush.
We're having two different conversations, man.
Yeah, two different conversations.
One conversation is true. If you look at when they changed their uniform, all those franchises won. If I tell you 1 + 1 is 2, it doesn't matter if you're mad. The answer is 2. The answer is 2.
Put them up, Fletch.
You can't be mad.
Let's stop. Okay, I'm going to take a break, and then we'll do it next. We will do the reveal of some of the prototypes that we have found.
Hey, hold on. Don't do the reveal because all you're going to do is give Maz a heart attack.
All right.
Don't do the
by the way, people are calling me Gramps. Shut your freaking mouth.
First message
so what if I had...
First message from SMA.
The sports marketing agency helps spread awareness about mental health as well as substance abuse. Their podcast is the S word, and S word stands for stigma because we're trying to destigmatize mental health and trying to educate you about substance abuse. Sean Jordan, who actually was just texting 2 seconds ago, is doing an amazing job giving you content, information, and conversation on his website, and that is thesportsma.com. Visit it if you need help.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Beverly Hills Goff, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
By now you know me, Christina Gennari, as the obvious choice in real estate. And you know my website, soldchristina.com, as your #1 resource for buying or selling your home. Myself, along with my amazing staff, pride ourselves on making your home buying and selling experience a relaxing and easy one. Come see why we are the obvious choice. Christina Gennari at soldchristina.com, the obvious choice in real estate.
When it comes to making your haircut truly an experience, there's no better place than Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Come to any one of our 26 Metro Detroit locations for an award-winning haircut experience and qualify for a chance to win a down payment for your dream home up to $200,000. Our precision haircut and talented stylists will have you looking good, feeling good, and give you a chance to change your life forever. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men, open 7 days a week. Walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
The only sports network in Detroit that starts with a W. You know, because we win. Woodward Sports, Detroit's winning sports network.
Hey, it's Maz for Cousins Maine Lobster and CousinsMaineLobster.com. Who doesn't love a great seafood? Well, there's some people that don't love seafood, but how do you not love lobster?
How do you not?
Hot butter. You gotta love it. Matter of fact, all you gotta do is get on CousinsMaineLobster.com, click on their app, get it so you have the schedule where they're going to be and where you want them to be, because you give them a call and tell them to come on down to your favorite establishment, and I'm telling you, there'll be a line around the block. All you can do is hit that QR code that'll take you right to the homepage where you can see the menu, which is outstanding. You would think you're in Maine, but no, you're in Detroit, Michigan, USA. Check it out, CousinsMaineLobster.com.
Won't Cousins be here this week?
Next Friday.
Okay.
Now, I want to give people proper credit. Now, what we have done, Fletch, if you want to help me explain this, because we have gone to the internet.
Yeah.
And these are not at all, in any way, shape, or form, official Detroit Lions prototype jerseys, where they're going or not. We thought we'd have some fun and show you what some potential uniforms could look like. Some designs that we like online. And we have put next to each helmet the people where we found them from, because we wanted to give the proper credit to the people.
So I also found these on different websites too, so I'll just go over really quick. Ted Hyman Images, the #1 and #2, he's actually on Instagram. He does a bunch of concept uniforms in different stuff. He was a great follow. I found a bunch of stuff that I thought was really cool on him, and he does all of NFL. And then the 3 and 4 I both found on Pinterest. I cannot guarantee to you that those were from the original owner of the concept, but that is the account that I found them on.
Very fair. Thank you for that. Okay, I just wanted to clarify that as we move on. I don't want to do anything to do with 4. I don't want anything to do with 4. It's too similar. I actually like 1 the best. I think I kind of like 1. Bray.
I like 1 if I was in college. Like college, like it has a Boise State vibe to me. In fact, I think Boise State has a helmet similar to that, where it's like the outline of the Bronco, but it looks amazing.
You're right about that.
You know exactly the helmet I'm talking about. I think maybe I'm thinking of Boise State's helmet. I like 2.
Me too.
I like 2 because I think it talks about what Matt said. We're silver, so as the silver look, you really see Honolulu blue and silver.
It looks like the Carolina Panthers to me.
But you can do something with the stripe, though. But
why not look on it?
But it's something you can do with the stripe. Maybe you make it thicker in the front, and then maybe you kind of narrow the stripe out as it goes down the helmet.
I got an idea. How about you narrow the stripe to a tail?
There you go.
How about that?
There's something you can do with that. But I like 2 as the starting point.
Can I first just get this out there?
Yeah, please.
None of these helmets are radically different enough for me. I like the color schemes, but I want to get rid of that lion.
But I think
I hate that lion.
Why do you hate him?
That lion is bigger. Like that lion's up more. Like that lion
is up a little bit more.
Up more. I feel like our lion kind of.
I don't hate the lion. Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
How about Mr. Ford's favorite lion?
Mr. Ford.
He's got the logo I always wear.
The flying lion.
You got to do it.
No, the flying lion is, we know the flying lion. But
man.
Mr. Ford's favorite logo was the car logo from the Mustang with the lion in it. Remember the 2 bars? With the lion across.
Oh, right.
Just a skinny lion across. You know which one I'm talking about?
Yes, I do.
It's the one I wear often.
Yeah, but all I heard was skinny.
That's Mr. Ford's favorite logo.
I love how you call him Mr. Ford.
I don't love
that's
Mr. Ford.
That's the logo that was in the Silverdome end zone.
Look, that's cool. And the Lions didn't win a playoff game there. Well, they won 1. They won 1 playoff game there. They never went to the Super Bowl there outside of visiting the Bengals and the Niners. Like, I get it, Mr. Ford, the Lions. He started it. He bought it. Blah blah blah. We're trying to get away from that.
No.
Yes. Maz, change is good.
Let me ask you guys this question.
Change is good.
In regards to the Tampa Bay change and the Denver change.
The Warriors changed their uniforms,
and
they turned to a dynasty.
Yeah, the radically different color scheme.
Yeah.
Do you think they should change their colors? Forget about Bubbles the Lion and this more
That's
fierce
Mr. Ford's
lion.
colors.
I understand that, but a couple of people on here are talking about black and white. I really love it. We went to that. What's that place we went to next to Chelly's?
Yeah, it's the store we always go to.
We always go to that store
Right.
when we used to do the pregame shows from there.
It's right next to the church.
They had this white helmet, which was gorgeous.
Yeah.
It was a white helmet.
It's kind of like the Bengals when they use their white tiger colors.
Yes, and they had a all black helmet, which was a matted black helmet, which was also just complete fire.
You like the chrome too?
I don't like chrome.
Oh,
I
you don't
don't
like
like
it?
chrome. I hate chrome.
I don't think you have to radically. Yes, this is to me radically changing. I think what happens with that Ryan's uniforms right now, Honolulu, blue and silver, black and white are the Lions colors. And the reason why I say all those colors, those are colors that have been in Detroit Lions uniform. So between those four colors, I am sure with this helmet, there are some designs that you can make up. You already have four colors. You got the colors you need, so don't change the colors.
Detroit Dabber says, is it Game Day Detroit? Yes, it is Game Day Detroit. So thank you for that. Perry writes, Ryan has been on a great awful take roll.
How about they're writing me? Maz, Mr. Ford is dead.
Ryan wants change for the
Still
sake
his
of
team.
Ryan wants change for the sake of change, says Steven. Well, yes, I kind of do want change for the sake of change. I just rattled off for you 5 different major uniform schemes where teams went on to play or win a Super Bowl in a relatively short period of time. I don't think there's one NFL team, as I think right now, and the Rams are one of them as well.
Yeah.
I don't think there's one NFL team that did a radical uniform change that did not ultimately, in a relatively short period of time, I'd say 4 or 5 years, go on to win a Super Bowl.
Yeah, I mean, and you
can't think of one.
You're right. You're right. We would have to sit down and think about it. Maybe come up with one, maybe not. So I think you're right for right now. But the thing I keep saying, you don't have to change the colors. You have silver, you have Honolulu blue, you have white and black. These are four colors.
Four primary colors.
There's the 4 primary colors of the Detroit Lions. Those are great colors. You can do great things with that. I mean, you look at the Broncos. They changed their blue. They went from a light blue to a darker navy and orange. You can make some things happen with these colors that you have. They're great colors, and I think you get the right design artist, the right stylist. He whip up something nice, man. The Lions would be dope, but don't change the colors. I like the colors.
Somebody writes the Eagles. When did the Eagles change their jerseys?
To the ones they have now?
They changed them a bunch of times.
Yeah, they changed them a bunch of times. 1996, they changed them. They're changing them again in 2003. They changed them in the 80s. I don't. I mean, and by the way, the Eagles have won a couple of Super Bowls too. Didn't they win one or get there with Dick Vermeil?
Yeah, that was their older uniform.
Yeah, that was old.
They had changed it like 5 times up till then. And then this one, what they won with Nick Foles.
They didn't win with.
No, they lost to the Raiders. But the Nick Foles one, they won with, and
Yeah.
that's similar to what they have now.
They changed it. Yeah, but once the NFL, once they get a uniform, they just make tweaks on it, like you guys are talking about. For the next every 5 years, they'll make a tweak to it. Every 4 years, they'll make a tweak to it, or they'll do like the Giants do. They'll go back to something that's a little more storied. So I think the Lions, no tweak, no storied. I want to splash. I want to make a big splash. This is time for the Lions to make that splash.
When the Jets changed their uniforms a couple of years ago, they lost the Jets in the football, the old New York on it, with like Joe Namath. Now they go to this new one. I think it's a horrible. What they did to their uniform, I think, is horrible. I wish they would have went to the Sack Exchange uniform of the 80s, because that was a great one with Jets across the helmet. Just like I think the Giants should go back to Giants across their helmet the way they used to be.
But when they did change their uniform, they too won a Super Bowl.
They won the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
They did. They did. But they won it with the old one, too.
I understand that. So that wasn't a franchise that where their old uniform represented losing, but I have given you enough information and enough historical facts to say that.
Well, 15 years before Super Bowl.
Here's my uniform.
That's the one you like.
That's my uniform.
That's a nice uniform.
That's freaking gorgeous. What more do you want?
I want it all. I like the all whites with a white helmet.
But look at that. That stands out.
Man, don't yell at me.
I'm not yelling at you. I'm just looking at you.
I do the same thing. You say I'm yelling at you. Like I'm not yelling at you.
That's my uniform, guys. Tell me I'm wrong.
The problem is that jerseys don't hang like that anymore. So I don't, the color schemes are fine, but the sleeves aren't like that anymore. You don't.
Well, make them that way.
I guess you could do it on the shoulder pads.
Yeah. I know you're not going to have the long sleeves because you're going to be grabbed by them. Everything is tighter now. I get it. I just like that look. To me, that's a good look.
You have to put the number on the shoulder in order to make it work. Damn it, you have to raise the number up.
Yeah.
Because like you said, guys are only wearing it to right here. Guys want to see the cuff of that muscle. So you're only wearing it to about right here. So with that sleeve, like Ryan says, down to the elbow, there's a lot more design you can get into that. So
it is a good color scheme. Guys, speaking of the Lions, they have 4 Pro Bowlers now, guys. We're going to talk about this next. Jared Goff.
What's a Pro Bowler?
Jared Goff is heading to the Pro Bowl. We will talk about that coming up. And I want, Braylon, your take on this Pro Bowl. And Maz, I know you've got a ton of thoughts on this as well.
As a Pro Bowler?
Yeah, but first a message from the Folding Warehouse.
All right, in Hamtramck, Michigan, a couple of ways to play football and bowling. If you've never done it, you got to try it. You're literally throwing a football across the bowling alley to try to knock the pins down. If you knock the 5-pin down, which is the middle pin on its own, that's a win right then and there, and they will ring the bell for you. And that always is fun. 2 ways to play it, $12. That's what it could cost you. You can go from the beginning to the end. Unlimited open play for $12, or a private lane reservation if you got a big party, 10 or 12 people on a lane. For 2 hours, it's all yours, and you can have that for $120. Split that up, it's less than $10 per person. If you're hankering for a drink, they got a couple of full bars there for you at your disposal. Over 100 beers on the menu and the $2 mystery beer machine. Feel free to bring your own food in, even have it delivered. Just get down there, get your fold on at foldingwarehouse.com.
It's a great day to get some Centron in your life. Okay. There it is. Centron, here we go. Gotta grab the cranberry. Oh wait, it's 2 for $4. Gotta double up with the classic as well. Centron World, baby. Centron, available at select Kroger's, and if you wanna know how, go to @CentronWorld.com. You get dope like me. You know what? Why wait? Great taste, guaranteed.
As chilly weather approaches, Big Boy's got the perfect comfort meals for you. Try our hearty classic meatloaf or our creamy Cajun chicken Alfredo. These will be sure to leave you craving for more. How about breakfast? Our stuffed potato pancakes are back with our lumberjack, blockbuster, and Santa Fe Garden. These potato pancakes will definitely fill you up. Whether it's for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, come stock up on the perfect comfort meal today. We'll see you soon at Big Boy.
A ton of fun, a ton of sports, and a ton of man-meat. Welcome to the Woodward Heavyweights, live daily 5 to 7 p.m. on Woodward Sports.
What's up, everybody? JB here, letting you know about Planet Fitness. What's up, Bray? Planet Fitness is the official studio sponsor of us here at Woodward Sports, but it's also home to the Judgment-Free Zone, where you can work out in a non-intimidating, judgment-free atmosphere for just $10 a month. Yes, $10 a month. Or do yourself a favor, upgrade to the Black Card with unlimited guest privileges, that hydro massage, and so much more in club. Join in club today, or you can always check them out at planetfitness.com.
Ryan and Marty, what's up, bro?
What's up, man? Nothing about the Midway or anything like that today?
I forgot about that.
We want to make sure we get the Midway in. Yeah, hour number 2. Hey, JB, welcome back.
There it is.
I'm back, everybody.
This is like you never left.
It's like I never left. But let me tell you guys about the Monroe Street Midway. The holidays might be over, but the Midway is still going on strong. Get down there to check out that giant Arctic slide, the winter bumper cars, indoor arcade, putt, and not to mention food as well. They are serving everybody up burgers, pierogies, homemade chili, chicken sandwiches, mac and cheese bites, plus gluten-free and vegan options as well. They're covering all the bases for you all, so get down there, check it out. But coming soon, the Woodward Sports Winter Olympics. You'll be able to compete with the likes of Darren McCarty, Braylon Edwards, Adam Baydoun, Ryan Ermanni. The Maz will be down there as well, along with the rest of the Woodward Sports family for the Monroe Street Midway Games. Check it out at deckedoutdetroit.com for more information. And, of course, we will see you at the Midway.
Midway.
You know, it's kind of funny. Fletch, good job, my man. Birthday brain. Maz, you're getting killed here.
I know.
I just want to say that. But
I don't mind.
It's kind of nice that you're getting killed because I get killed every single day. Like, I don't need this. I don't need this kind of trouble.
You don't need it.
I'm here having fun.
I'm trying to have some fun.
People getting killed.
I'm having fun.
Come on, man.
Hey, you're talking to an NFL guy here. I own every single NFL helmet at home, mini style. I have the throwbacks. I got the CFL. I got the XFL. I got the USFL. I got college football. I'm a helmet connoisseur. I got my tastes. You guys got yours.
But because we'll have a different conversation. I agree with your uniforms. I like your uniforms. That's one of my favorite uniforms. I just simply understood what Brian was saying in terms of when teams change, they had success after that. I agree with you. I love those uniforms.
I totally get it. I understand as well.
Those are definitely dope.
Justin Ross on the chat. Black helmets, no logo, black straps, and mask. How about that?
Thank you, Justin.
That's the all black.
Justin's a super fan on here as well.
That sounds like voyeurism. That sounded like voyeurism.
There's enough black uniforms, isn't there?
Right. Well,
I want the Falcons to go back to their red. I love those Falcons.
With the Vic red or the original red?
The original red.
I know what you're talking about.
Steve Bartkowski.
With the red helmets.
Yes.
That's like mid 80s. It's like mid late 80s to like.
Well, that was from their inception.
To like 90.
Yeah, exactly.
When Deion got there.
Exactly.
And the white jerseys.
Before the Dirty Birds. Okay. The Dirty Birds.
They kind of like Georgia.
Changed. Exactly.
I got you.
Exactly.
Jared
Goff there. Jared State.
Yeah. Jared Goff is a Pro Bowl quarterback.
Deservingly so.
I actually think Jared Goff should be a Pro Bowl quarterback. I have no idea how he wasn't already, to be quite honest with you.
Well, Tyler Huntley or him.
Jared Goff has been named to the Pro Bowl. He's going with Frank Ragnow, Penei Sewell, and Amon-Ra St. Brown. Detroit has 4 offensive Pro Bowlers for the first time in a season since 1971. First thought on that,
Great
guys.
uniform.
You look at Jared Goff's stats. He's a Pro Bowler. You look what he did this year. You look what he led this team through. His Pro Bowl stats, Pro Bowl numbers. Any other year, Jared Goff is probably looking at second team All Pro based off the season that he had this year. So he definitely deserves it. Amon-Ra St. Brown had a good year. 1,100 yards. I think he had something around the tune of 68 first down, 72% catching passes. So those are really good numbers. But I don't know about Pro Bowl. Frank Ragnow missed some games, but definitely one of the best centers in the NFL. I'm glad that they got offensive linemen, but the Pro Bowl is starting to get watered down.
Starting?
Okay. What I mean by that, I'm not talking about the gameplay. I'm talking about the criteria to being let into the Pro Bowl. Obviously, the Detroit Lions, they had some players that could have made the Pro Bowl team, and they did. They made it as alternates. But there's another guy that made the Pro Bowl today as an alternate. Fletch is putting it up right now, and his name is Tyler Huntley.
Yep.
And you will look at Tyler Huntley, and this comes from Michael David Smith. Congratulations to Tyler Huntley for making the Pro Bowl after a season in which he started 4 games and passed for 658 yards with 2 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. And congratulations to the NFL for making the Pro Bowl even more of a joke. See, this is along the lines where I'm at with it. When I was a kid, Ryan Ermanni, there was respect, there was esteem, there was class in making the Pro Bowl. It was an honor to make the Pro Bowl. I grew up wanting to win the Super Bowl and make the Pro Bowl. Like, I wanted to play in Hawaii. I knew nobody watched the game, but it didn't matter. Making the Pro Bowl was special to me because it took special players to make the Pro Bowl, whether it was Jerry Rice, whether it was Michael Irvin, or whether it was Shannon Sharp, or whether it was Deion Sanders or Barry Sanders or Brett Favre or Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes. Now, the list goes on. You get the idea. It was special. It was elite. And when you had the alternates were elite as well. They were like Jared Goff to where, you know what, it was a stack year. Sorry, you couldn't make it as a first or second. But, I mean, you're an alternate. Like, even making the alternate was special because you deserved it. You earned it. Like, when I made the Pro Bowl, I had 1,300 yards, 16 touchdowns, 58 first downs. Like, I deserved to make the Pro Bowl. Second team All-Pro. They let Tyler Huntley into the Pro Bowl with 4 games started, 658 yards, 2 touchdowns passing, and 3 interceptions because they didn't want to let Russell Wilson in because of his numbers and how bad he played, although he had 3,500 and 16 touchdowns. Like, this is an abomination. And the thing I don't like about it, lastly, is this. If you're not playing the game anymore, if you're not going to even play a game, it's a balloon toss, so a couple skills challenges out there, and a flag football game, then you don't need to replace players anyway. You only need enough players to play a flag football game. So to the NFL, stop bringing in these alternates just to say somebody made the Pro Bowl, just to keep the numbers status quo. If you don't deserve it, you don't deserve it. It was an elite club. Can we keep some things elite? I used to be proud that I made the Pro Bowl. Now I'm just another guy in a line of people just to make the numbers right.
No, that's not true. You and your proteges earned it. That was the Pro Bowl. I sent you guys a video today from the 81 Pro Bowl.
LT.
Lawrence Taylor, as a rookie,
killed somebody.
Played special teams.
I did too.
Special teams. Making tackles all over the field like it was a regular season game. And we know that's how the Pro Bowl used to get played.
Imagine trying to tackle Devin Hester and you haven't played special teams since high school. It was tough.
Right?
I'm telling you, man, the Pro Bowl game used to be very good.
Yeah.
It was very good. And then every year it got worse. And then last year was an abomination. And they finally took it off the respirator and allowed it to die. What they do this year is they're coming up with the skills competition. And we look back and we saw Dan Marino and the quarterbacks doing that quarterback competition. Remember when Dan Marino dropped that ball in from like 50 yards into the trash can or whatever the hell they were throwing into? That was fun.
It was.
That was fun. Then they tried beach football. And do you remember the poor guy in the Patriots?
Robert Edwards
blew his knee out.
Tore his knee down in the sand.
So they can't do that. Back in the day, in the 70s, there was a show called The Superstars. Do you guys ever hear of that?
Of course. Yeah, of course.
The Superstars, and guys, look it up
different
online.
sports against each other.
It was different networks against each other. NBC, ABC, CBS. And all the stars played against each other, whether it was bowling or tennis. At the end, they did the tug-of-war.
Yeah.
And the tug-of-war winner, whoever won it, that was the champion of the Superstars. Howard Cosell was the host. Keith Jackson was the host. It was huge.
Yeah.
I would love if the NFL did something like that. Go back to the Superstars competition. Guys, I want you to look it up. Tell me it would not be great for this Pro Bowl weekend.
I agree with you, man. Look, at the end of the day, the NFL is the unique sport of the four where you can't play serious in that game. In the All-Star, you just can't. You can't play it midway through the season, and then you can't play it serious. One reason you can't play it serious is it's a physical game. You can play hockey and chill and play hockey and have fun or play serious. Baseball, it's the best All-Star game. Hands down. You can play a real game without getting hurt. The most is maybe somebody pull a hamstring, still in the base, and then obviously basketball.
That's fun.
Exactly.
They don't play defense, but it's fun.
Exactly. And then obviously in basketball, you watch, like, you can get around not playing hard, not getting injured in basketball. Football, you just can't. When you try not to get injured, it's typically, Ryan, as you know,
that's when you get
injured. So if nobody's going to watch the game, if nobody's going to watch it, whether it's this weekend coming up before the Super Bowl, if nobody's going to watch it after the Super Bowl or the day before the Super Bowl, then what does it matter what they really do? Why don't they do something like Matt says, which they used to do, have some fun, watch that, and move on? When you're paying a quarterback $50 million, you don't want him paying in a Pro Bowl game. When you're paying a wide receiver $30 million, you don't want him playing in a Pro Bowl game. And Ryan Ermanni, as a former athlete, a Pro Bowl player, I understand that they're right. If I'm an owner, if I'm the Hunt family, Patrick Mahomes ain't never playing in the Pro Bowl.
Bingo.
Never.
Bingo.
Never.
What was the amount of money you made in the contract in the year that you made the Pro Bowl? Back then, especially when
that was my third year. I think I was making 1.8.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That ain't 50. So
Exactly.
you're going out there playing.
100%.
You're going out there trying to beat these guys. Now you're making 20, 30, 40 million dollars. Even the guys that make 15 and 20 million dollars, they ain't getting hurt.
No.
I mean, what's the most money Deion Sanders ever made in 1 year in the NFL?
10 maybe?
Right,
maybe. That's a maybe.
I mean, Isaiah Thomas made like $13 million in his career.
I saw that interview.
You
too.
know, I mean, and by the way, I want to thank Banks, superfan Banks, for the comment. I love this show. I love y'all chemistry. Thank you so much for that. We appreciate that. I want to, and I think the money that these athletes are paid now. Is a big reason why this game went completely down to the wayside.
They used to send you to Hawaii.
Like when
that was pretty cool. You take your whole family to Hawaii?
They give you 4 tickets. So that was 2007 season. It was 2008 Pro Bowl. It was 08. Like I flew my whole family down.
Yeah.
We stayed at the Ihalani out there. You have fun. Like we still tackled. Like I was on special teams, and Roy Williams played safety for the Bengals and the Cowboys. University of Oklahoma, was married to Kelly Rowland for some time. He hit me very hard. And reminded me, just like Sean Taylor did to the punter, that they still hit here. Like I'm not even on special teams. Why did you hit me? So then from then on, you play a little bit more serious. Like, I know I'm gonna get hit when I catch a pass. Like I'm gonna go out there and block for the running back.
Remember what Sean Taylor did?
Yeah, that's what I was talking about. He hit the kicker.
Oh my God!
On the sideline,
he crushed him.
Sean Taylor was built different. Go ahead.
Just look at the Deion Sanders contracts. The most money he ever made in 1 year. $5.8 million.
Yeah.
But that was big back then.
I know it was big back then, but it wasn't.
It's not astronomical.
It's not a $50 million quarterback that you're not trying to get hit and hurt.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not a $25 million wide receiver that isn't going to do a go route layout for football.
What years was that? 90?
That was 98. He made base salary.
The Redskins paid
That's 25 years ago. Right?
Commanders.
That's huge money. 25 years ago.
I know, but it's not FU money.
Well, it was back then.
Yeah, I don't know if it
$5
was.
million is not FU. Like even back then, it's a lot of money. But you're talking about owners that are worth $1 billion. You're talking about owners that like $5 million is nothing. Now when you're talking about a quarterback that makes $50 million a year, his contract is worth $500 million, and you're looking at every time Patrick Mahomes gets them to the AFC Championship or gets them to the Super Bowl, that program or that franchise goes that much up in money. You can't afford to have them guys get hurt. So it's a big thing.
That's too bad because I really used to enjoy the game.
Yeah,
Why really just do that skills competition? Remember the video I sent? And again, we can't show you the video, but like the quarterback challenge.
But I think they're doing that
those
this weekend.
targets. They should do that. Those targets that were driving. You got Dan Marino freaking out, not hitting it. Phil Simms.
I think they'll have a love of that.
Esiason, Boomer.
Speaking of All-Star game, my favorite All-Star week is coming up. It's the NHL All-Star game.
You like that?
I like their skills challenge, and I like their game.
I like the NBA weekend. I love the NBA Saturday night.
I couldn't even tell you one play.
NBA, they keep changing the model. Like now you got the slam dunk contest at halftime of the NBA All-Star game.
That's true, too.
Like what the hell is that?
There's only one player whose name I know in the slam dunk competition. And
John Morant?
No.
I know he wouldn't be.
It's Shaedon Sharp. And the only reason I know Shaedon
Sharp
Sharp
is
because
they've already announced it?
Yeah, 4 players.
Shucks.
Just like last year, they're doing it at
That's
halftime.
unbelievable.
4 players you've never heard of.
Jesus.
And look, you can say that the NHL last year, the NHL's All-Star game, what they did in Vegas was fun to watch. It was short, it was quick, it was to the point, it was fun to watch. It really showed off their skills, wasn't too much. The game is good. You can talk about baseball. Not when I gotta watch 4 guys compete in the home run derby for
boring.
3 hours.
Oh, is that boring?
It was like 5 guys, and it lasted 3 hours. So I respectfully.
Home run derby should be an hour.
Yeah, thank you. It should be the 4 best guys. You each get 2 turns. I respectfully disagree. NHL has the best weekend.
We'll go around the NFL next, including news regarding Aaron Rodgers and Lamar Jackson. New this hour. We'll have that for you coming up. But first, a message from Les Stanford, Chevrolet, Cadillac, Buick, GMC. That's right. Les Stanford has expanded into Ferndale, a trusted name for over 50 years. Les Stanford, Buick, GMC. Same great service that customers have come to know. Go check them out on Woodward, just south of 9 Mile. And, of course, looking looking for a Chevy or a Cadillac, you gotta go see them at Les Stanford in Dearborn on Michigan Avenue. LesStanford.com. LesStanford.com.
Find new roads.
Find them.
Woodward Sports loves sports, and we also love to party. Join us for the big super party. Wait, we can't say super. We really can't say. Come join us at our super party on Sunday, February 12th, from the only place that can handle a Woodward Sports super party. Well, our super party will be at Flight Club on Michigan Avenue in Inkster. Join us for a live pregame show and watch party with the crew. Enjoy a halftime buffet. DJs, the Woodward Sports family, and more entertainment. You don't want to miss the big game with Woodward Sports. Get there early. This event will reach capacity. Come celebrate the Lions season and enjoy the final game of the year in style. See you Super Sunday at Flight Club. At least the party will be uncensored.
And the Eagles are so much better than the Eagles.
At work and at home, we're there with smarter security solutions. Featuring complete automation with customized alerts and more. For over 90 years, we've been the company that's been counted on to protect what matters most, all with personalized service and care. Right now, for a limited time, receive a free video device plus free installation with a new home system. Guardian Alarm. We protect Michigan.
Woodward Avenue, the first paved road in America. Woodward Sports, the first sports network born in Detroit and made for Detroit.
Okay, it's Alta time.
Uptime.
Uptime matters. Alta Equipment has everything you need to get the job done. If you have a big project coming up, why not give Alta Rental a call? They have got you covered. Call them today at 844-GO-TO-ALTA. That's 844-GO-TO Alta.
How about that as we go around the NFL? Aaron Rodgers on the Pat McAfee show. It sounds like there's already conversations going on that aren't involving me, which are interesting. Rodgers said he's still taking his time, but I'm not part of those conversations right now. That's from Adam Schefter, Aaron Rodgers, earlier today in the last hour on the Pat McAfee show.
The odds are already out. Like Vegas has put odds out. Where is Aaron Rodgers going to go? And, there's like 5 teams they have a chance for him to go to. And I don't know. I just believe the Jets are a good choice.
I think it's the only choice, to be honest
with you. Well, you got Vegas still. And you have the 49ers, really. Oh, no, but they said no NFC,
he's not going to the NFC.
No NFC. Yeah. Right. That's Tom Brady's deal, right?
Brady's a shoo-in to go there.
I think the bigger deal, I think the bigger thing at hand, the bigger play at hand is you got to look at all of the equation. One thing, boom, he can't go to the NFC, so he has to go to the AFC. Aaron Rodgers, for the Green Bay Packers, I guess it doesn't matter what he wants anymore. They now have the power to just send him wherever. I don't think if he just didn't want to go somewhere, then they would send him to that place. And also, you got to be thinking about the other place. The other place has to be looking at Aaron Rodgers for all things involved. Listen to this when I tell you. You got a guy that you've just watched in the last 3 years manipulate a franchise, take over a franchise, and have 1 foot in, 1 foot out for the better part of the last 3 years. And now he has all foots out, but he doesn't have control. You, as a new franchise, you know this coming in. You know you got to take his $110 million that he's owed. You got to give up 2 first-round draft picks. Well, wait a minute. Am I really willing to give up 2 first-round draft picks, cover his $110 million that is due to him, that is owed to him, or his $100 million or $110, whatever he's owed, pick up that, and I don't even know if this guy is going to stay, if this guy is going to fully commit, if this guy is going to want to come here and train with my young guys in the offseason, if he's going to want to endear him to this franchise, if he's going to get mad because our team is young, because they are the 3rd youngest team in the NFL. The Raiders, or get out here and say, I don't like it out here. I don't like how ownership is. I don't like that ownership has this much control. And then Aaron Rodgers try to pull a Aaron Rodgers. These are all things that you got to factor in when making this decision as the other franchise. And I just look at all of the equation. I think Green Bay is going to renege in the second hour. They're not going to want to trade him. They're going to try to go ahead with Aaron Rodgers this year. Everybody keeps telling me about Jordan Love, and if you get rid of Aaron, you get some money back. You got Jordan Love. Oh, boo-hoo. Like Jordan, we saw him. He can't play. They know that's what they got going into this next season. Aaron Rodgers will be a member of the Green Bay Packers. Mark my words.
Why?
I just disagree with it. I don't see how there's any reconciliation there. I think it's the Jets or retirement. I don't.
It could be the Dolphins. If Brady don't go to the Dolphins need a quarterback. And you know what? Why not him? If Brady says no and he goes out west, the Dolphins. Tua's not going to play, man. He's still in protocol. He's still in concussion protocol. He's got his parents talking for him.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I just don't think anybody really. There's the New York market is the only crazy market that would take Aaron Rodgers. I think.
You don't think Aaron Rodgers would like to throw to Waddle and Tyreek Hill?
I mean, I just don't know. I don't know how that works.
I know. I think he would.
I mean, I think he'd like to do it, but I don't know.
Change is tough.
Yeah.
Like, change is tough. Like, you look at Aaron Rodgers now. You look at the control that he has. Well, he used to have. But he had control over his division. He had control over ownership. He had control over management. He had control over his team. He had control over his life. That's the situation he was looking at with the Green Bay Packers. Now you're talking about three unknowns. You're talking about the Miami Dolphins and Stephen Ross. You're talking about Mark Davis with his eccentric self and the Las Vegas Raiders. And then you're talking about Woody Johnson, who I know all too well, with the New York Jets and that media and that young team. There's a lot of what ifs. There's a lot of unknowns in trying to join those teams. You do what you do. You know what you do now. You know that if you go back to Green Bay, judging how you guys played at the end of the season, you got a damn good shot to be right back where you want to be yet again. And don't you want to retire a champion? Don't you want to retire at least having gone to the Super Bowl? And what better thing to do than take that franchise that birthed you back to the Super Bowl?
Now, you guys know way more about this than I could even speak on, so maybe I shouldn't speak about this, but it's the competition within New York. Between newspapers, between radio stations, between baseball teams, between hockey teams, and between football teams. And right now, the sexy thing, to be honest with you, no offense to the Jets, it's Brian Daboll, Saquon Barkley, and the NFC East surprises the New York Giants, who won a football game against the division champion and made it to the divisional round. That's who you're competing against if you're the New York Jets. So
we've always competed against them. The Jets are second fiddle.
I understand that. So, ouch. So that's another reason why I believe that Woody Johnson will go all in and try to get Aaron Rodgers instead of a Derek Carr or somebody like that. Derek Carr, no offense to Derek Carr, I like him. I think he
made the Pro Bowl
He's a great man of Jesus. But nonetheless, Derek Carr is not that sexy. Aaron Rodgers is sexy.
I'm just always leery of any team being that desperate. Like the New York Jets are in a desperate situation. I'm nervous and I'm leery of teams that are that desperate if I'm making a decision. So, but to your point, it's not him making the decision. He has no say as it relates to going to the AFC. So he's made this bid, Ryan and Maz. Now he has to lie in it.
And remember last year we said he bought a house where? In Nashville.
So that's a sleeper team that nobody's. I want to say this right now. That's a sleeper team nobody's talking about.
Get your horn out.
No, I'm not doing a horn because I'm not confident in it. But I would not be surprised. Tennessee's got a bunch of money. They're getting ready to go into
no receivers though.
New stadium. They got a head coach. I think Tennessee is they got great tax-friendly state. That you can't not think about that stuff when it comes to all this money.
Yeah, I've heard just a few. Not too many people mention Tennessee, and obviously Maz. We brought that up a while. You brought that up a while. We're talking about the house that was purchased there in Nashville. Only a couple people, Ryan, to your point, have brought that up. I mean, it could be a spot, and you look at it, man. They got a proven coach. They were the number one seed in the AFC last year. I mean, they've been either 1 or 3. Well, they've been somewhere between 1 and 5 in the last 4 years. They got Vrabel, a guy that won Coach of the Year. He's technically the reigning defending Coach of the Year. You got a running game in Derrick Henry. I mean, that's half the problem right there. You got Treylon Burks, the rookie, figure it out. You got Robert Woods, who they just paid, coming over from the Rams last season. He was injured. He'll have a much better season last year. And then you had Harold Landry III, or Harold Landry Jr., the linebacker, starting Mike linebacker for them that was out this season towards ACL. Mix that in with Simmons. It's a great defense. It's a good offensive line. Got a running game. You got some young talent there. And you are in a division that stinks. So
All right, Maz, we're going to get you some Lamar Jackson news coming up next.
Let's do it.
Go around the league, continue to go around the league. But first, a message. Lady Jane's Haircuts for Men. Head to Lady Jane's, one of 26 locations. There's one near you here in the Metro Detroit area, many more around the country. You can get an award-winning haircut experience, and you can register for a chance to win a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to win a down payment for your dream home up to $200,000. Lady Jane's, open 7 days a week. You can walk in anytime. It's wicked awesome.
Wicked awesome.
Hi, I'm Dr. Jason Olafson, DC, the founder of the Custom Health Centers, and we've helped thousands of people learn how easy it is to lose weight and keep it off with our customized weight loss and body contouring programs.
With Custom Health, you don't feel hungry, you eat well. My name is Simeon Timbuk, and I've lost 71 pounds on the program.
Call us at 844-789-THIN or visit CustomHealthCenters.com for a free consultation and get started for as little as $5 a day.
3 NBA championships. Detroit fans were there. 11 Stanley Cups. Detroit fans were there. 4 World Series wins. Detroit fans were there. And that one Lions playoff win in 1991. Yeah, Detroit fans were there. Woodward Sports, where the fans are.
Downtown Detroit is all decked out this season with the return of the Cadillac Lodge and the Monroe Street Midway. The Midway's got the giant slide, the winter bumper cars, and of course that indoor arcade. Not to mention you can always grab a drink at the Lodge before or after any Wings or Pistons home game. You got to get down there. You got to check it out. Shop, eat, and play downtown anytime with Decked Out Detroit. And of course, check them out at deckedOutDetroit.com.
Hey, welcome back. WoodwardSports.com. Ryan Ermanni, Braylon Edwards, Tom Mazawey. We got the birthday boy Fletch. A happy belated Fletch. We got JB. JB, when's your birthday?
May 25th.
Look at that.
Oh, Taurus.
And
that's
Look
no
at you, Taurus.
My dad's a May 20th.
Oh, man.
Stan. Big Stan. May 20th.
Ryan, you're an Aquarian.
I'm an Aquarius.
You're an Aquarius. I'm an Aquarius Pisces cusp.
Yep.
I'm on the last day of Aquarius, first day of Pisces. Braylon's a Pisces.
Mm-hmm.
And Fletch is an Aquarian.
Yes. So my favorite game is blackjack, man. I'm born on the 21st.
Oh, look at that. 19 doesn't meet 20. Can I just say, you want me to say the horoscope today?
Yeah.
Sure.
Jason M., another super fan donation. Come on, Jason M. You are the man.
For a living, man. Jay got that cash.
Career-wise, today is a good day for Aquarians.
Ooh.
And should be able to handle anything that comes their way. Your ability to multitask will be greatly utilized. To advance your career, you should avoid arguing with a coworker. Keep good relations with everyone. Look at that.
Don't argue with me.
All right.
What site was that? What
I don't know.
What
I just
zodiac?
Actually, Bray, that was for me, so to not argue with you. That's what it said, because you're not an Aquarius.
But see, I'm not arguing either.
There you go.
I'm no
You're
arguing
peace.
right now. I'm zen.
Peace and love.
I'm very zen-like.
Peace and love.
Yep, peace and love.
All right, Maz, what do you got? I've been saying about this Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, Lamar Jackson was supposedly, Adam Schefter says, and Ian Rappaport, that he will be franchise tagged. Now, there are 2 different kind of tags. There's the regular old franchise tag where you just get, the most money for your bang for your buck.
Yeah.
And the other one is like an exempt franchise tag. What that means is if another team offers you money, they can match it if they want. And if they don't match it, they get a number 1 pick. So I'm not sure which tag they're going to do on Lamar Jackson, but obviously it looks like the Ravens, who have backed themselves into a corner here, are going to do something to keep Lamar maybe in Baltimore.
Lamar's gone. Lamar's played his last day as a member of the Baltimore Ravens. You were trying to see it fixed. You were thinking along the levels of, well, you know what? If they throw him the money that he wants, where's he going to go? They built their whole organization towards Lamar Jackson. The way that this organization is built, Ryan Ermanni, yes, Lamar made it a lot easier, and it's a defensive organization, but they've struggled on defense lately. Now they've gone back to defense. You see the pieces that they added last year. They just paid Roquan Smith. They've drafted left tackles. They've bought in some right tackles and also a right guard. You look at what they're doing. The run game next year is going to be big for them. J.K. Dobbins will be back. He'll be full strength. Gus Edwards will be there. I mean, you can fill in Derek Carr if you're going to have a defensive-minded team. If you're going to give Derek Carr a defense, which he's never had in the top 10, you're going to give him a defense now that's going to finish in the top 5 in the NFL or the top 6 in the NFL. Lamar Jackson, they might get let go because now a team can come in and match whatever you do in the franchise clause and give up a number 1 for Lamar Jackson, so you don't have control over where he goes anymore, and neither does he. Isn't it funny how they've been fighting back and forth for control over his contract, and now neither one of them technically have control over it? It's crazy.
Other stuff, other quarterback news. San Francisco, they're in trouble, man. They don't have a quarterback. Look at the San Francisco quarterback room, Ryan. Because Brock Purdy is going to be out at least 6 months.
Jimmy Garoppolo suffered a broken foot in December and is now a free agent. Trey Lance fractured his fibula and had ligament damage that was required 2 surgeries on his ankle. They are an absolute mess. And again, guys, I would be shocked, and I know free agency doesn't start for about 6 weeks. I would be shocked if a call has not already been placed to Tom Brady. He's got to be the guy. You have absolutely nothing to lose. Let Purdy, let Lance heal, whatever they got to do. Whoever can come back, they could be his backup. This is the easiest solution. They have a championship-built, ready-now team. They're missing one position. That position is quarterback. You need a 1-year guy, go get one.
I told you guys on Thursday, I told you guys, I've been saying, Brock Purdy doesn't get to the Super Bowl, Tom Brady is going to be the guy.
Yes, yeah.
That's going to be the case. Look, at 46 years old, you want it to be as easy as it can. How much easier could it be than Trent Williams being your left tackle? Then Christian McCaffrey being your running back? Then George Kittle being your tight end? Deebo Samuel.
They got it all.
A drafted receiver. Thank you, Maz. I don't even have to go through the list. All. How much easier can it be? Oh, by the way, if I'm the San Francisco 49ers, I got Trey Lance on a rookie deal, which means I'm not paying him. I got Brock Purdy. I realized that he can play a little ball. He's not getting paid anything because he's the last pick in the 3rd round. So both those guys can heal up on my squad. We move Jimmy Garoppolo, keep both those guys. You bring in Tom Brady. Tom's not going to ask for the moon. He made $25 million this year, but that was under contract that he signed when he was coming from New England. I guarantee you he signs for less than that. If I'm Tom Brady and I got all the money in the world and I'm coming to this beautiful situation in San Fran, where I'm from, where I'm born, San Mateo.
Mom and dad.
San Mateo.
They can afford him anyway, Bray.
But that's what I'm saying. Tom's not going to want the money. Tom's like, look, man, just give me 12 just so I'm on the books. Just give me, you know how it is in the mob game. Just give me a little something so I'm on the books. But what I'm going to give you is going to be way more than you give me. Give me 12. I don't care. I don't need the money. This is for the championship, and this is because I'm still playing. Tom Brady's going there for sure, and this is a situation that shakes out. And it allows the franchise to train 2 quarterbacks underneath Tom Brady. 2 quarterbacks that are on rookie deals, and one's not getting paid peanuts to train behind Tom Brady for a year. Come on, man. This is worth $30 million in that itself.
Let's just say he doesn't go there.
Okay.
Let's say he honors a deal that he probably made already with Stephen Ross. Let's just say that. Who goes to San Francisco?
Derek Carr goes back to the Bay.
You think?
2 weeks ago, I said he don't even have to change his address.
He moved to Vegas, though, so he does.
Well, you get the. What a hater. What a hater.
Back to the Bay for the Derek Carr.
Okay, it did sound better when you say back to the Bay.
You want him, or do you want to just re-sign Jimmy G?
No, they're not re-signing Jimmy G. He's done now. Jimmy G's done now.
Because now you're at a point. You're at a point or a situation. You're at the crossroads where you know Jimmy G can't get it done. Like you're hoping Jimmy G can get it done. You got to keep things perfect to get Jimmy G to get it done. Their window is eventually going to run out. I don't care how good you are. Like, we talk about the Steelers and them and what Mike Tomlin has done. He's done an amazing job, but we don't look at the Steelers as winning the Super Bowl every year. Like, the Steelers window for when they were really competing, that ship has been sailed. What was that, 09
and
to 13?
And he said ship, by the way.
Ship has sailed.
Yeah, no, just want to say.
That ship. Oh, yeah, that ship has sailed. But now you're about to get into that realm with the 49ers where you're looking. They went to Super Bowl 4 years ago. They didn't make the Super Bowl this year. They didn't make it last year. They didn't make it to the NFC Championship 3 years ago. Slowly but surely, that window's going to stop happening where you're just there every year. Teams are getting better, whether it's the Giants, whether it's the Lions, whether it's Green Bay and whatever they're going to do, whether it's whoever it is, teams are getting better. That window is going to shorten. So if you're the 49ers, you got to go all in on Tom Brady, and you get a year for him to train Trey Lance and Brock Purdy. It's the best situation.
I'll tell you, it's going to be an exciting offseason. That's all I got to tell you.
I just want to give a shout out to Barber Therapy, who says, love the show. Thanks for everything. I moved to Atlanta many years ago, and I watched the show to make me feel like I'm at home. That's awesome stuff, man. Thanks for watching the show. We appreciate it.
as well. Welcome to the Woodward crew, super fan, and David Mentier. He gifted a Woodward Sports membership out there as well. So
Matt,
thank
what
you
does
for
that
all
mean?
of that.
Tell people what that means.
I wish I could tell you. It looks like people donating money and getting all kinds of good stuff here.
So basically, what happens
Sports.
is you got different tiers. The longer you've been a member of the membership, or longer you had a membership, you become different tiers. Since the membership has just started, everybody is in the first tier of membership. But once you pay your $2 or your $5, it gives you access to other things on the website, the .com. You get access to other articles that are written, other things that we do, jokes, little videos, little promos, little specials, little places that we're going to be, and also the emojis and the emoticons. You become a full member of Woodward Sports.
Look at these guys. Shout out to Clomp. Clomp Sauce is in North Carolina. DJ Element listening, watching
Bob's Burgers,
Burbank, California. Lots of people watching all around the great United States of America. Maz, give me one more here before we get to a break.
You got it. Hey, the Kelsey brothers are going to be facing each other in the Super Bowl. Their mama, Mrs. Kelsey, Donna Kelsey, has already got her jersey ready to go for a couple of Sundays from now. That is a first, and that's a dream for any parent, Bray.
No, it's a first in terms of Super Bowl. It's great. I think the only thing I've seen like this is when I think A.J. Hawk was married to Brady Quinn's sister.
Yeah.
So she wore a AJ, like half AJ Hawk, half Brady, Ohio State, when they played in the Sugar Bowl some years ago. But yeah, that's dope. I never thought about them maybe playing against each other. That was one of the storylines that I didn't look for or pay attention to. Obviously, Kelsey won 3 years ago. Center Kelsey won 4 years ago, and tight end Kelsey won 3 years ago. It's gonna be great, man. Their podcast is great. It sucks that one of them has to win though. And one has to lose because their podcast.
They both have won.
True, but like their energy is great. But I can't wait to see the stuff talking.
Can I say this is really fun to see where people are watching? I mean, feel free to drop a line of where you're watching. I mean, Andrew Potter in Southwest Kansas, Zach Connolly in Charlotte, Kool-Aid Kid in Minnesota, Dave Mentier at 7 and John R.
I love it.
Steven in downtown Detroit.
Tim K in Kalamazoo.
CJ in North Carolina.
Oh, Carolina.
How about it? It's very cool. I love it, man. Keep it coming. Keep it coming. Depending upon what you guys want to do next, I have a crazy thought that I'd like to get out of my head. Can I do that, or you got something? Because I can save my crazy thought for
Braylon's
tomorrow.
locked and loaded on Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce.
Done. I'm saving my crazy thought for tomorrow. I'm just going to announce it right now.
Write it down.
Crazy thought for tomorrow. I don't need to write it down. I got it right here. Braylon's got this segment. But first, a message from Chili Peppers Tanning.
Chili's.
Yes, sir. Let's get on out there. Hey, it's sunny out today. That's a rare thing here in Michigan. You want to keep that skin color looking good. You want to keep that healthy vitamin D glow. Well, you got to get the Chili Peppers Tanning. 27 locations right across Metro Detroit. Got on out there. They got all the best deals. Plus, they beat all competitors by $5 or on unlimited tanning if you join the Pepper Club. They got the cleanest salons in the D. The Chili Pepper girls will make sure you are taken care of so you don't burn yourself and you get the best look getting out of there. The hottest bulbs, the hottest deals, the darkest tans. Your vitamin D headquarters, ChiliPeppersTanning.com.
Love Woodward Sports? Love wearing clothes? Then you should be wearing Woodward Sports clothes. Check out our full line of merch at woodwardsports.com. Just click on Shop. We have all your favorite designs, like Dan Campbell kneecaps, Beverly Hills Goff, Woodward Golf, and of course, our own logoed out merchandise. Men, women, infants, kids all love Woodward Sports. Impress your friends. Impress your boss. Impress your dog. Buy Woodward Sports merch today.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1. What's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2. Join Planet Fitness for just $10 a month and get moving in our clean and spacious clubs. Step 3. Bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for just $10 a month.
Join today at any of the 50-plus Detroit area locations.
You have an opinion? Make sure it's seen and heard. Corner, jumper, tweet us, hop on the YouTube chat, slide in the DMS at Woodward Sports on all social media.
Citron is an aspirational lifestyle beverage brand with a sparkling line of sparkling flavored energy drinks, beverages, and bottled water. Citron is fashionable, it's functional, and it's fun. If you're looking for premium ingredients, long-lasting energy, balanced hydration, essential vitamins, and great taste, well, look no further than Citron. Drink it, live it with Citron.
Man, I got to tell you, this is phenomenal stuff. I want to thank each and every one of you out there. Harley Brown, Alaska, Austin Sargent, Toledo, Ohio, R.J. Graham in Boise, Idaho, Keon Anderson in Kentucky, Francis Fox in Ann Arbor, in the shadow of the big house, the house of Braylon.
Stephen Wright in Vegas.
That's crazy, man.
Mel in Georgetown, Kentucky, Jeremy Anderson, Northern California, Red Andrews, Mobile, Alabama, Aaron Doherty, Janesville, Wisconsin. AP's Life, Sterling Heights here at the Detroit News Free Press Building. Shane in Toledo.
The Brakeman's from Fort Knox, Kentucky.
Kevin in Grand River and 8 Mile. Idris from Columbia, South Carolina.
Man, throughout the country.
Southbound 75 from Tampa. I mean, this is incredible stuff. Thank you guys so much. This is, wow. This is great, great stuff.
That's a lot of love, man.
We got the UP representing, too.
Eric in Perrysburg, Ohio. DJ Element, 7 Mile in Livernois.
A lot of these people have been with us since the beginning of the journey as well, too, man. We want to appreciate you, as well as the newcomers to the journey, which is WoodwardSports.com, Ermanni and Edwards with Maz on a beautiful Tuesday.
So cool, man. So cool. What do you got, Bray?
You know what? Maz had something on the docket today, and I'll let Maz start it. Maz, you preface your show, your segment,
yes, sir,
is around the NFL. Take us.
Well, I want to talk about a guy that doesn't get talked about enough. No, that's not true. He does, but he seems to think that he doesn't get talked about enough. It's Patrick Mahomes, the best quarterback in the NFL, bar none.
Yeah,
that's it. He could be the best quarterback, maybe in NFL history, when it's all said and done. I want to ask you, Bray, is he a Hall of Famer right now?
Yes. He is. He's a Hall of Famer right now. I think he's the best quarterback ever right now. And, you know, I'll get pushback, but that's fine. I'm used to pushback. I think the problem is when we talk about players now, when you're trying to compare them, and it's, you know, is this guy this or will this guy be this, is you try to compare this snapshot, which for Patrick Mahomes is 5 years, you try to compare it to the 20 years of Tom Brady. You try to compare it to the 17, 18 years of Peyton Manning. You try to compare it to the 19 years of Brett Favre. That's not what we're doing. He hasn't played 19 or 20 years. He's played 5. So if we look at these guys, and I did some stats. I was bored.
You got stats?
I did some stats. I did some notes. I took it back to the old school Beezy. So here's just.
I miss your little notebook.
Hey, you know what? I'm gonna bring the notebook back. I got to get back on it, especially during basketball season, because I need to take more notes. Sorry, I just did 5 guys. I did Mahomes, Montana, Peyton, and Aaron Rodgers. Actually, I did 4 guys. So here's Montana in a 5-year snapshot. Okay, here's Montana. 17,371 passing yards, 117 touchdowns. He made 2 conference finals, 2 Super Bowls, 2 wins, 4 Pro Bowls, and 1 All-Pro. Peyton, 20,618 yards, 138 touchdowns. He made 3 Pro Bowls. He made 1 conference championship. I take that back. Excuse me. That wasn't him. Peyton, 1 playoff win by 27. So in that period, Peyton made 3 Pro Bowls, had 1 playoff win in that period. And then you look at Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers, probably most comparable. He was 170 touchdowns. He was 1 Super Bowl win. He was 3 Pro Bowls, 1 All-Pro, and he was 170 touchdowns. Mahomes is 5 AFC championships, 3 Super Bowl appearances, yet to be seen if he wins his second. He's 1 Super Bowl win, 5-time Pro Bowl, 3-time All-Pro. He's dominated. And people call him the best in everything. Those quarterbacks, it took time for them to become the best passer, the most efficient passer, the best on first down, the best on third down, the best in the playoffs. Patrick Mahomes, since day one, has been the best. He's been the most efficient. He's thrown the most touchdowns. He's gone to the most conference championship. He's gone to the most Super Bowl. He's done everything. Like, he's already had a Hall of Fame career, and there are no signs of him slowing down. In the year that should have been his worst year, considering that Tyreek Hill wasn't there, he actually was better, Ryan. He was better completion percentage, better on third down, better on first down, more efficient, almost more touchdowns to a certain extent. He has done some amazing things. And the other measure of a great player, a great quarterback, is how you make others better. When you think of Montana, instantly you think of John Taylor, you think of Jerry Rice, you think of the list starts flowing. Roger Craig, that's who was eluding my mind.
Ronnie Lott. You go on go to another guy. You go to Peyton Manning. You think of Marvin, you think of Reggie, you think of Dallas, you think of Edgerrin, you think of same thing with Patrick Mahomes. Tyreek Hill is going to be a Hall of Famer. You think?
Travis Kelce's going to be a Hall of Famer. In fact,
for sure.
That's the next guy we'll talk about, because Travis could also be the best of all time already. But I think Gronk we'll get to it. But Travis Kelce will be a Hall of Famer. Some of his other teammates will be Hall of Famers. Look at the guys, the teams, look at Valdes-Scantling last week. Like, he's looking like a guy that's going to come out and emerge for them. So I think that, to answer your question in a nutshell, he is already a Hall of Famer. And I think he's going to be the best of all time if he's not already.
He's absolutely the best quarterback of the game
He's a
today.
magician.
And he absolutely, if he never plays another down in the NFL, a Hall of Famer. There's no doubt in my mind of that. All that being said, I think he's got to win next Sunday. I think all the pressure is on Kansas City and Patrick Mahomes, because there is never look, Jalen Hurts is a great player, and the Philadelphia Eagles are a great team, but nobody is talking about Jalen Hurts as the greatest quarterback to ever play this game. Everybody's having that conversation in regards to Patrick Mahomes. And part of that, if you're going to be included with the Joe Montanas and the Tom Brady's of the world, is no, you don't have to win 4. And you don't have to win 7 for sure. But you don't even have to win 4. But you got to win 2 or 3 of them. And you can't let opportunities like this pass you by. I just don't think there's any guarantee of anything from year to year. So I do think, and I know it's a different part of your question. We could talk about who's got the most pressure. For all of these reasons that we're talking about, I think the most pressure is on Mahomes to be included in that, because I don't think you could be the greatest of all time and just win 1 Super Bowl. And that's why Aaron Rodgers has completely fallen out of any talk regarding the greatest of all time.
You kind of change the question, or you kind of change the discussion, which is fine. But you do realize one thing you're saying. You're saying, like, you don't think you can only win 1 to be
correct.
Ryan, he's in year 5.
I understand that.
Like, Ryan, like, you've changed the narrative. Like, you're talking about you're trying to project 15 years in the future. Ryan, he's in year 5. He's got 2 appearances, and you could argue if he had a left tackle, a left guard, and a right tackle, the Joker would have won.
But he ran for his life in that Super Bowl.
Thank you. Yeah, but we don't play those games. He's been to 2. This will be 3. They're going to be the favorites to win this game. Ryan, it's year 5.
I'm not saying that, but what I'm also saying is that injuries happen. There's a
Ryan, it's year 5.
Oh, okay. I'm just telling you. My opinion,
every quarterback we named in over 14 years.
If you can guarantee me over the next 8 years he'll play in 4 Super Bowls, yeah.
But why does he have to play in 4? Like he's already, this year he'll be tied. How many Super Bowls he played in with Troy Aikman?
I'm not saying he's not a Hall of Famer. I'm talking about your greatest of all time.
But the question was he a Hall of Famer?
Yes. It's not even a debatable point.
Okay, that was the question. And then you went to
best of all time. Because you just said he's best of all time, so I picked up on that.
100%. I said he could be, but the initial question was, is he Hall of Famer?
But you are saying, Ryan, that he's a Hall of Famer regardless.
Right now, if he never plays
Super Bowl.
If he never plays another down in the NFL, he's already the best of all time.
Thank you. That's what I wanted. Now, to your point, I agree with you. If he wins this one, then I'm fine saying he's the best ever. If he wins this Super Bowl, but going back to I had another point just about who has the most pressure? Are we getting to that now? Since you already said Mahomes. I think it's Jalen Hurts. I think it's Jalen Hurts and the Eagles that has the most pressure. And the reason why is I don't know how long that team is going to stay like that. Like when you look at Patrick Mahomes lost, and I get it, he has Travis Kelce. I understand that. Travis lost Tyreek Hill this year and was better. He had a patchwork quilt of wide receivers all year due to injury. Juju Smith-Schuster a couple games, then he's injured. Kadarius Toney a couple games, then he's injured. Here comes Valdez-Scantling, then he's injured. Like, to see what he's done, he's going to do that again. So to say the most pressure, he's going to be able to repeat this. He's going to be able to. He's shown you he's the best player. We're calling this man the best player in the NFL. Jalen Hurts, on the other hand, look at all that roster that they have. That's going to implode at some point. Like, when you patchwork like that, look at the Los Angeles Rams.
Yeah.
You got Bradbury, who's already not going to be there next year because we're talking about paying him here. Other people are talking about that as well. And Dominican Sue's going to pull another move. He won't play next year. Robert Quinn, what's going to be the situation with that? What are they doing with Fletcher Cox? What are they doing with Lane Johnson in that offensive line? Miles Sanders is now about to get paid. Devontae Smith is one more year away from about to get paid. This is a tight window for Jalen Hurts. And also, the NFC is getting better. So I just don't know what's going to happen with Jalen Hurts and the Eagles year to year because that is getting better. Mahomes is always going to be floating around because he is that good. With Jalen Hurts, I think you got a window for how good that is and how much impact that team has, how much money is on that resume. So I think it's a tight window for Jalen. I think if he doesn't win this year, he may not get back.
More on this next, but first a message from Guardian Alarm. Your local security experts have been for over 90 years. When you see that black and yellow sign out in front of the house, tells the bad guys one thing.
Stay out.
Whether you are at home or on the road, they're 24/7 local monitoring. Make sure what is important to you stays safe. Call this number right here, 1-800.
Stay out.
That number again, 1-800.
Stay out.
Call them today. Tell them Woodward Sports sent you.
Can't get enough Woodward Sports content? Head over to woodwardsports.com right now for up-to-date sports articles and great entertainment news. We have the best writers, bloggers, and coverage all at your fingertips. Head to woodwardsports.com right now to experience all Woodward Sports has to offer.
The Sports Marketing Agency would not be who we are without great community partners like Higuera Health and Carol Zuniga.
It's an awesome opportunity to partner with your organization. Higuera Health is a comprehensive behavioral health organization. We serve children through older adults with mental health, substance use, and developmental disabilities across Western Wayne counties, and really excited to now be in downriver communities as well. Give us a call at 734-458-4601.
We aren't quite sure if they consume more beer or sports. Either way, the heavyweights are here. Live on Woodward Sports, daily 5 to 7 p.m.
Wintertime in Detroit is always better with comfort foods from Big Boy. Start it off, buddy. You know what to do. Troy, you know what time it is. Try that classic meatloaf or the Cajun chicken Alfredo, or for breakfast, you know it. It is the stuffed potato, pancakes, all those omelets, the lumberjack, the Santa Fe Garden, and the Blockbuster. Try them all at your local Big Boy.
Big Boy.
You know, we're running out of show here, and we've got two big topics that we just kind of put out there. So we're gonna do this a lot more tomorrow as well as who's got the most pressure on them. But you know, you look at the starting quarterbacks in the NFL. 34 different quarterbacks have lost the Super Bowl game. Only 6 of them have gotten back to the big game. I believe. Well, actually, Mahomes became the 7th.
Okay.
So that's usually losing Super Bowl quarterbacks don't get back to the Super Bowl. Mahomes has done something that is very rare.
Yeah, he's done something that's very rare, and he's done it at a high rate. You know, a lot of times you see it dissipates, you know, after they go to a Super Bowl or win a Super Bowl, and then they don't make it back, and then you start to see it. You start to see the descent. You start to see conference championship, then it becomes divisional round, then it becomes wild card round, and it becomes they just missed the playoff.
Right.
That hasn't happened with Patrick Mahomes. Like, no matter what's happened, what players left, he's had different rosters every year. I mean, how many different running backs has he played with? I mean, Shady McCoy was a running back one year. Clyde Edwards-Helaire was a running back one year. Demetrius Williams was a running back one year. Now we got Pacheco. Then there's McKinnon. Like, he's played with so many different running backs. Sammy Watkins was a wide receiver. He's played with so many different wide receivers, so many different offensive linemen. But he's still been good. He and Andy Reid have still found a way to make it work. He still finds touchdowns. He still finds a way to make it back, to give himself a chance, to give the Chiefs a chance every freaking year. He's special.
Can I just say this?
He's special.
It was a stat on the broadcast that I saw, Maz.
Yeah.
And it was most touchdown passes in championship game history. Brady leads that with 21 touchdown passes in 14 games. Mahomes had 14 touchdowns in 5 games.
Amazing.
And that's something, I mean.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like we as a society, like, we make you jump through obstacles to place these individuals when we already know that they're better. I remember when Michael Jordan retired, the first time they were already calling him the best player of all time. Why is it taking so long to crown Patrick Mahomes? Like you said, you just saw a stat, 21 in 14 games, 14 in 5 games. Ooh. We know what he's doing. Like none of those other quarterbacks, whether it was Peyton, whether it was Brett Favre, whether it was Jim Kelly, whether it was, the list goes on. None of those quarterbacks were considered the best quarterback in the game in year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4. Look how long it took Brady. Forever for Brady it was, the defense was great. Brady was a great game manager until the 07 season when he broke all the records. And then you realize he actually was a damn good quarterback as well. Mahomes is better efficiently 1 through 5. He's done everything better
Mahomes is
than
a better
him.
player than Brady. It's just it's so hard to see. You know what I mean? It's so hard to put him better than Brady right now.
But why not?
Because he hasn't accomplished yet what Brady has accomplished. That's why
he's doing it faster.
You gotta consider Tom Brady for a minute. And
I'm not disrespecting Brady. That's why Brady's name wasn't even on here.
I know, but I'm just saying, like Keon Anderson said, Brady got to 7 Super Bowls, or won 7 Super Bowls, got to 10, and still didn't get his flowers until really he won in Tampa. I mean, Brady had won 6 Super Bowls, and people were still saying, "Well, he's not Joe Montana."
Because you're always trying to. Because people like to stay in nostalgic.
Right.
Like that's not me.
Right.
I don't live there. I live where the best is. If I believe that what you've done is the best, and if I can see the trajectory, like we clearly see what Patrick Mahomes is not changing.
There's no doubt that Patrick Mahomes is a much better quarterback than Tom Brady.
Yeah.
No doubt about it. But I think when you talk about the best of all time, there's many different categories. There's talent, and then there's achievement. And I think achievement has to be a big part of that. And I just don't even think, we all know he's going in that direction. We all know he's going in that direction. But I'd put him in the Hall of Fame today. I would fall short of calling him the greatest of all time today.
I just feel like sometimes when you know, don't wait for it. Like just like Jordan, they called Jordan the best of all time, and he hadn't come near what Bill Russell had done from a championship standpoint, from what Kareem Abdul-Jabbar standpoint. When he retired the first time, he was always considered the best. Then he retired another time, and was considered the best. When you know. You see what Tom Brady. Love Tom Brady. He's a Michigan guy. Love Tom Brady. Tom Brady won the Super Bowls, his first 3, off the backs of that defense. That defense has 7 to 8 Hall of Famers in it, and could be even more. Definitely perennial Pro Bowler every year. Tom didn't become Tom until 07 when they lost to the Giants. That's when Tom became Tom. You could have plugged in other quarterbacks for that particular era with the Patriots, and I think you could have got a ring or 2 with that particular Patriots team. Hell, Bledsoe took that Patriots team to the Super Bowl. With Patriots, with Mahomes, you've never seen anybody do what he's doing. And you not even just this fast. You've never seen anybody do anything like this at this clip, this efficient, and be the full.
It's a good conversation.
The reason.
It's a good conversation.
Yeah.
It's just we're up against it now. I want to continue it tomorrow. Tomorrow. Get us out of here, Bray. Matt, you got any last parting words?
I was going to show you guys something. It's a 30-second clip.
Okay. Go ahead.
I want to know if you guys would do what this cameraman would do at Minnesota State. Look at this.
It's a good conversation.
Let's listen to it too, Fletch.
Does it have music?
Walking on the catwalk.
It's not music. You just hear the ambiance of the stadium. Look at this.
Skull.
Yeah, look at the catwalk, Ryan.
I can't. I'm sick just looking at it.
This sick. I can hardly watch videos like this.
Is he sliding across it?
She's walking.
She's walking with the camera.
Oh, it's a bun. Okay, I see the bun. She started walking.
It might be he. I don't know.
It could be a man bun. You don't know.
I didn't.
I can't tell. Either way, it's the camera person.
That's tough.
I would never do that.
That's like those people.
Can you imagine that?
It's like those people out in like the Great Plains or whatever parts of America where they climb up those poles and they get paid. It's like $250,000 to change the bulbs twice a year.
Yeah, right.
Some $175,000.
Oh man.
Anyway, I'd be in. It depends on what they're charging.
Get us out of here. Get us out of here.
Hell of a show. Gotta talk more Lions tomorrow. We promised it today, but you know what? Conversation was too good talking about the playoffs. Tomorrow we will talk Lions, talk about the free agency. I think Ryan Ryan also has something for us tomorrow.
I got something. I wouldn't be shocked. I would not be shocked. It's a draft theory. It's a draft theory.
You guys want to be here because you know how he is with his draft theories and his takes. They are legendary.
Get your bullets out because you're going to want to come after me.
Get your clown emojis.
You ain't going to like it. I'll tell you right now, you ain't going to like it.
Then that means we are going to like it. From my man Ryan, Ermanni, Maz, JB, and Fletch, we are Ermanni and Edwards with Maz. And also,
you ain't going to like it.
Thank you for all the people watching from all across the country. We appreciate you.
Make sure you download the Woodward Sports app in the App Store and the Google Play Store today. Take Woodward Sports with you wherever you go and listen live on your phone or mobile device.